Ladies and gentlemen, you have waited all week.
Yeah, Boogie Page. Throwing it down for All Things BMX is ready. I know I am. Just hack the ATB Airways. Let's kick it. All Things BMX. It's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. Like and subscribe, kick back and relax. And it's All Things BMX. It's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax. All Things BMX are streaming to you. So post up on your couch, screencast to YouTube. It's gonna be fun, it will be a blast. You gotta do much but kick back and relax. They coming to you live from a studio, or they might be at the track, man, you never know. So don't go anywhere when my rhymes are done, cause the show's just starting, let's have some fun. I said it's All Things BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax. I said it's All Things BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax. All Things BMX got the boogeyman's back, so I wrote them this track to send some love back. JT, Melissa, Chris and Paul, DJ Damon, can I get it, entertain y'all? And I wonder who they'll have on the show as a guest. I bet someone good who's gonna impress. Guess I would just have to wait and see. Let's get the show going and start the party. Said it's All Things BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. Like and subscribe, kick back and relax. Said it's All Things BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. Like, subscribe, kick back and relax.
Welcome into the All Things BMX Show, now in Season 3. We hope you're ready for episode 127. We got the race man with us this evening. Gus from Profile is going to be joining us. Our opening song is brought to you by the Boogeyman himself. You guys can see the link in the chat right now. Make sure you check him out, subscribe, give him a like, all that fun stuff you kids do.
Give him some love.
That's right. You know, he's hanging out down there in Florida right now, so maybe he's laying down some new beats.
There we go.
That'd be nice.
That would be cool.
Hey, you guys, don't forget, you can support the show now because we're not bougie anymore. Right. You can support the show now directly on Facebook by sending us stars, or you can go visit our Buy Me a Coffee page. You can hook us up over there. Everything helps us out here on the show.
I like coffee.
You know what I like better than coffee is when money comes in to buy new parts for the show. Oh, you know what? Yeah. We got a big announcement this evening.
We do.
We do.
Do we want to do that now or later?
Right now. We are very proud to announce.
Drum roll.
We have partnered with Desoto BMX under the big top, baby, to bring you the Desoto BMX Studio here at the All Things BMX Show. We want to thank the fine people at Desoto BMX, their new sponsor here, and we really appreciate them supporting the show. And if you guys haven't done it, subscribe to Chris Allen's page. You guys can hang out with Chris's Carpool.
Yeah.
Chris's Corner.
Yeah.
I like the carpool myself when he's driving down the road talking. Not the safest thing.
That worries me all the time. I see him driving. I'm like, dude, I hope, at first I thought somebody else was driving.
Nope.
But nope.
A lot of times he's parked too.
Yeah. But yeah, I like the corner, man. I think it's really cool.
He hangs out at
Chris's
the track,
Corner.
Interviewing kids. We're proud.
Check it out.
As always, we're proud to let you guys know that our chat is sponsored by BMX Rocks Photography. I made the picture list the other night.
I saw that.
Yeah, hanging out down there at Toledo. Yeah. And if you guys haven't, make sure you go over and check out her website. And she can take your picture and put it on shirts and bags and all kinds of stuff.
The website is bmx-rox.com.
We'll toss that link in the chat. Our chat question for tonight's show, it's late breaking news. USA BMX 2023 national schedule. What's got you excited? What's got you bummed? You guys put it in the chat. Let us know. We'll read it off in a little while.
We'll check it out.
And
there's some exciting. There's some new stuff in there. There's some different things going on.
You're going to be driving a lot if you live in the Midwest.
Yep.
And tonight's showcase is sponsored by Answer BMX. The fine people from Answer BMX are bringing you our showcase and newsmaker segment is brought to you by the good people out of Florida, 110% nutrition, bringing you the Newsmaker segment, Melissa's World Famous Trivia segment. It's brought to you by Bombshell BMX. Birthday shout-outs are brought to you by who, Chris? Late on two wheels. That's your segment. You should know that.
You didn't give me a
Goodness,
chance.
Lord. Show opening is always brought to you
You
guys.
realize I haven't been here for like
I know, it's been forever.
and I've been on vacation.
Was it before the cruise?
Been on the cruise. Oh,
Shipped his wife off on second vacation.
yeah. She's coming home tomorrow. I got to go pick her up at the airport.
There you go.
But no, the cruise was. I know you guys talked about that last week, but we had an absolute ball. They did an awesome job, and I gotta give props to not only Mo and his wife Anita, but the staff on Royal Caribbean. My wife has gluten-free and dairy issues.
Oh, yeah, they did kill that.
And they absolutely took care of her 100%. It was awesome. I
Yep.
mean,
And they remembered it every night. I remember.
I mean,
Yes.
personal service over her shoulder. Like, what can,
Yes,
yeah, that was cool.
So if you're thinking about going on a Royal Caribbean cruise and you have food issues, don't worry about it. Get a hold of Anita and
Or
she'll hook you up.
phobias.
Oh yeah,
Like not able to
mean,
see the shore.
You just pushed yourself right on through that.
yeah.
Well, there's a lot of alcohol.
You and Jack.
There was some Jack Daniels.
Me and Jack
in that
Daniels
deal,
had a
son.
good time with that
Talk
one.
to Jack for a little
All right,
while.
your show's opening is
So-
brought to you by the good people at Gate 9 Custom Number Plates. Billy made it in Florida, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he's there.
He said somebody lost his thongs on the way or something like that 'cause
Yeah.
it's hot down there.
Yeah,
Hanging
I
out?
kind of ignored that. I
Yeah,
didn't
it's not a
wanna
visual
know.
you want to see.
No. But hey, so live stream version of the show. Check it out. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Sponsored by Mega Design Group. And speaking of Mega Design Group, check this out, you guys. For the entire month of October, Mega Design Group is going to donate 5% of their sales to hurricane relief in the state of Florida. So get over there, get what you need. Mega Design Group. You need a new canopy. You need a banner, packaging for your products, whatever it be. Get a hold of Brian Fell because they want to help out, do their part. They're figuring, they're in Florida. They could have been hit just as easy as anybody else. So help them out to do some hurricane relief. Also, live stream version. Download it anywhere you get I'm sorry, I screwed that. Podcast version. Anywhere you download a podcast from. Dye Job Apparel sponsors that. So,
Yeah, we appreciate that.
sir.
What do you got, Melissa?
Shout out to Noah Robinson for sending us some stars, dude. Thanks.
Thanks, buddy.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate that.
Awesome.
Goes
Noah.
all that goes to this workhorse of a new computer we bought. Without further ado, let's welcome Gus in. Gus, how's it going this evening?
Good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
And we're excited to have you on here. And as always, we started off.
Here we go. Are you ready for this, Gus? He's like, I don't know.
We'll see.
I
See
don't know
what
what I
hap-
got myself into.
Yeah.
How did you first get involved in the sport of BMX? How did you find out about it?
Well, I think every grown-up dad that's involved in BMX today has raced BMX in their past. So that was my thing. I raced BMX when I was a kid. So
Okay.
it just kind of led me down that road and took a short sabbatical and got married, had kids, and then found the track again. And then the rest is history, really.
So how old were you when you started?
When I started, I was 12.
12. Okay.
We moved to Florida, and the local track here was St. Pete BMX. So, found that, and the rest was, just fell in love with it. It's just been my thing.
Now, that track's still not there, is it?
No, it's been gone. So the original track was over in like middle of St. Pete, and then they moved it to South St. Pete, where they had 5 acres, but it just wasn't conducive. It was off the beaten path. Nobody wanted to go there because they couldn't find it. So, one of those things where it just ended up shutting down, unfortunately.
Because I raced there in the 80s, St. Pete. I don't know which one, but I raced in St. Pete in the 80s.
Yeah, okay. So where you raced is where I raced, and that was where the Devil Race Training Center is now. Then they built that. They kicked us out of there, and then they put us across the canal from where the Devil Race Training Center is, and that's when we came back with my kids, who found the track there. And then from that point, it was voted to take the track to an old landfill. Be honest with you, it was an old landfill,
Of
and
course.
a bunch of us parents were against it, because we were thriving where we were.
Right.
But so we got outvoted, and they moved it there, and it just lasted about 2 years, and it shut down.
Ah.
It's very hard to find people that want to volunteer, that want to travel to volunteer.
Yes.
I mean, it was a good 40-minute drive from the old BMX track, and none of the volunteers really took kindly to that.
No,
So-
I can see where that would be an issue. So you'd have to get
Yeah.
all new volunteers, really.
Yeah, and it was hard.
Mhm.
So there's a much bigger place to take care of, and the volunteers are not used to that kind of stuff when where we were. So
Ah.
it just didn't work out.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
was your first race bike?
I had a GHP, Chrome
Ah.
GHP, and I think it was that was pretty cool. Pretty cool time. Yeah.
Those were nice.
So if
back
you
then.
raced in Florida, Chris, did you ever race Umatilla?
No, actually, I raced St. Pete once. We were
Oh,
on
okay.
Vacation. It was a
I gotcha.
vacation, and we brought the bikes to race there, and raced in Orlando at a national in 1986.
And that track in Orlando is still in the same exact spot.
Is it?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
a
they moved it
cool
over
track.
just a little bit, but it's in the same exact area. Same complex.
You know what was
So-
weird about that Orlando track was there was 2 tracks there, real
Yeah.
close to each other.
Yeah, there was, and the main one at the fairgrounds is still there. That
Huh.
was the bigger of the two.
Yeah, it was really weird because we just stumbled it. We heard some other kids talking about it. And we're like, we just cruised over there, and like, there's
Right.
a whole nother track over here.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. There's so many tracks in Florida.
Oh yeah, no, they're awesome.
Yep.
You have a favorite?
High Springs, really.
All right. Very
Yep.
nice. That's
Yeah.
God, that's one of the few that we haven't been to yet.
I haven't
Hey,
been
you're
there.
missing out. I mean, let's be honest. It's John's track, right? So I gotta say it's my favorite.
Yeah.
But-
that's
But
fair
it is
enough.
dialed. It's dialed 100% all the time. It's comparing it to some of the other tracks around. I mean, they're all great. They're all fantastic tracks. But I like to go up there. It
Nice.
feels like home.
Very nice.
That's cool.
Well, tell us what your role is at Profile.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know that I actually, work there. Pardon me. Day in and day out, and I'm the tech guy. So being the tech guy, I usually I just answer questions. I mean, we have so many people that just have questions about bottom brackets and hubs and pardon me, what hub fits what bike, and just a lot of things like that. So that's pretty much what my role is, tech guy.
So you're the tech support guy.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Pardon me. I gotta grab some water. Sorry about that.
You're fine.
No problem. No problem at all. So
How long have you been at that role as the tech guy at Profile?
So I left my my real job, as I call it. I like to think I retired, but I just quit. And when Jim Alley made me an offer, I couldn't refuse. And so it's been 14 years.
Wow,
oh
congratulations.
wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yep.
Very nice.
Now Profile's been around forever because I mean they were around back in the 80s. I don't know exact. But
Yeah. So there's I think 1963 is really when the company took off. It was founded in '59.
Wow.
Building race cars. So that's originally where Profile came from, was the race car scene. So Jim Alley, there you go. Jim Alley would build those race cars, the sprint cars, like Northeast modifieds. And,
Wow.
I mean, I can get into some history with it if you want. Or, we
Absolutely.
can just,
Sure.
cruise past. It's up to you guys. But
Hey,
the
we're
history of
all
Profile
racers.
is pretty cool.
We're all racers.
Yeah, run through it for us, man. We'd love to hear about it.
So when he started Profile, he started building racing chassis, like the one you see in the picture there. And, he was really big into that short track modified Northeast, to have the wheel hanging out one side further than the other side. and you're only going around in one direction. There's no, I think it's like a left-hand turns all the way around the track, and there's one wheel that sticks out real far, and the race car drivers were, having a really hard time, with steering the car. So Jim came up with a power steering gear for the race car, and it really took them, a couple of years to get people to even try it. So with that being said, he started building his own race car chassis again, building race cars, sponsoring a team, and then he had people, able to try his steering gear. So the steering gear is really what put Profile cranks on the map. And we can keep going if you want, or if you want to save that for a second part, that's up to you guys. But,
I love the teaser. I think we will.
Okay. Yeah,
I like
10-4.
it.
Yeah.
That was
so, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
Moto 2 is coming at you real soon. Yeah, thanks. That'll be good. I know we've got tons of questions that, being that we had to postpone the show, it kind of gave time for people to send over some questions to ask you. So we're gonna have quite a few questions here, and also in the chat. People throw questions in. We'll be checking in with Melissa here shortly for our chat check-in on the questions. Also, now, big thing with you guys, I'll tell you what, I got to get it out of the way.
All right.
I love your products so much. My right lower leg is completely tattooed with a Profile.
Sure.
It's got the crank, the sprocket, and everything on it. That's how much I like Profile. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. But you guys make everything in-house, right?
We do. We make everything in-house. The only thing we don't make in-house are the seats. So, McNeil owned the patent rights to the pivotal seat.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to go through, a distributor to get our seats made with the Profile Wing P on it. So that's really the only thing we don't make. And obviously the bearings. We don't make bearings. I don't think there's really many places in the United States that do make bearings anymore. So, those are probably the couple of things that, that we can honestly say we don't make. We have one machine in the back dedicated to making bolts.
Mm-hmm.
So all it does is make bolts. It makes hub bolts, titanium bolts. It makes nuts for it. So we make all those things. We make all our own cones. We make the little knurl washer on the end of the cone that we have to press on every day when we're building a hub. Everything is done in-house. We have a pretty good sized machine shop, and truth be told, I like to think that some people would think that when, they have the opportunity to come to Profile, they're going to walk into a building like Microsoft or Tesla, but what you're really going to walk into is a machine shop.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And the machine shop is super dialed. It's state of the art. We have maybe 2 machines that are more than 5 years old. Everything else is relatively new. We just keep upgrading every year.
That's
so
impressive.
it just makes for better product, faster product, more precise. So, and if you guys ever do get an opportunity, and this is kind of funny, but the one thing I always tell everybody is that in the machine shop, those guys really do take pride in what they do. You walk in there, that floor is spotless. They didn't clean it just because somebody's coming to visit. It's always spotless. A typical machine shop you walk into, there's just shavings everywhere on the ground, and that's fine. That's how it is. But ours, there's not one on the ground. It's crystal clear all the way through. As you can see in that picture, it looks just like that every single day. And, to capitalize on a couple other things about our machine shop, we're fully green. We have the materials that we use, all the shavings, all of that's recycled. The lubricant that we use in the machines, that's all biodegradable. So we're not the only state that has strict EPA laws, but there's no dumping. So, if something does happen, we know that we're not going to hurt the environment. We know we're not going to hurt the animals that are surrounding us or our waterways, because it is all biodegradable. So that's a real interesting thing that maybe some people don't really think about all the time, but we do take seriously. We try to be as green as possible, recycle everything that we can. So It's just a little background of what goes on back there in the machine shop.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
can
awesome.
someone come and get a tour of the shop?
You can come get a tour as
Okay.
long as I'm there. We'll give you they'll let you do a tour.
Okay.
I'm the tour guide too. So if I'm not there, there's no tour. But as long as I'm at the shop, you can come and get a tour anytime
So
you need.
Call ahead. Make sure Gus is
Yeah,
there.
call ahead because that's cool. Sometimes we're at lunch.
Right.
Very awesome.
Yeah.
Before you
We gotta do
transitioned
that,
into
Justin.
working for sure. Before you transitioned working for Profile, what was your trade before you went to work at Profile?
So I worked for a medical company called Bovie Medical.
Mm-hmm.
Did that for 15 years, and I was more of an R&D guy there.
Mm-hmm.
So what we did was we built electrosurgical generators. So it's kind of in surgery. Most of what we were doing was brain surgery in office. So you'd make the first incision with a scalpel, and then every cut after that was done with an electrosurgical generator. And they were like Teflon encoded blades. They look like butter knives, basically,
Mhm.
and set electricity through it, so it would cut and cauterize at the same time.
Oh.
So less scarring, less bleeding at the end of the day for the patients.
Very nice. All right.
Yeah.
And again, some of the questions we had sent in, when we had to postpone the show. So this next one, we saw it pop up. We're like, man, we're kind of anxious to hear the answer. Tell us about Scooter.
Oh, Scooter. Scooter is the legend of Profile, man. That dude is one of a kind. He's amazing. He makes you laugh every single day. He doesn't care who you are or what you do or what you own. It does not matter to him. And he's always shoots straight from the hip. So if you're going to ask him a question, be prepared to get an answer. I guarantee you that. You ever watched, anybody ever watched Duck Dynasty?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right? So Duck Dynasty had Uncle Si, right? Uncle Si was like the guy. He could say or do whatever he want. Scooter is our Uncle Si.
Oh, that's great.
Scooter is amazing. I'll tell you just a quick one that happened before he retired, essentially thinking that he retired, but he still comes to work. He's at his little table, and he's doing his work or whatever. And I was kind of coming around the corner, and Jim Alley, the guy that owns Profile, oh, great picture. Jim Alley comes around the corner, and he's like, "Shh, Scooter's sleeping." I'm like, "Oh, all right, cool. I won't say nothing. I won't be loud." He's just over there dozed off, man, sleeping at his workstation. But that was Scooter. He was there 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So he's the legend of Profile.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We tried to do an A&E show like Duck Dynasty, but he wasn't going to go for it. He just didn't think it was going to be good for him. You're out of your damn mind, son.
Like it.
Yeah, Scooter, he's a good dude.
All right. So
Yep.
when we go get our tour, Justin, we got to make sure Scooter's there so we get to meet him too.
Well.
Yeah. Monday and Wednesday.
Monday and Wednesday.
Damn, dude, I'm on Scooter's
Monday
work
and
schedule.
Wednesday. Yeah, he says he's retired, but he didn't retire. He didn't retire.
Where are you originally from? Florida?
No, I'm originally from Philadelphia.
All right.
I moved to Florida when I was 13. So we moved down, me and the family, uprooted from the South Philadelphia,
Mm-hmm.
and moved down to help take care of my grandmother. So that's how I got transplanted to Florida. Best move my parents ever made. Yeah, definitely.
We're all looking forward to moving to Florida at some point.
Yeah.
Then in the slideshow, it's kind of like cycling through some of your actual race team. We'll get to that here.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's kind of old pictures that I haven't updated yet. So Stella, I'm sorry that your picture's not on there, Stella. I apologize. It'll get put on there.
Stella.
Yeah.
If John can send it to me, I'll get it in here. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's see where we at.
All
right, we got one more, and then we'll jump over to Melissa because I know I saw some questions kind of flash in there.
Okay.
Word on the street is you've been friends with Kurt Morrison from JNR for a while. What's the story on that?
Oh man, ever since I moved to Florida, him and I have been buddies. Me, his brother Bert, and his other brother Scott. Which Scott always flew under the radar. Nobody really knows Scott, but if you're at the races, Scott. He's the one that still races. He comes and helps Kirk, but yeah, we've known each other for a really long time. He's just a great guy.
Very nice, very nice. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump over and
hey, real quick, go
ahead.
Do you guys know how JNR started?
No.
Does anybody know that? Okay, so not funny, but at the St. Pete track, the original St. Pete track, they were actually, so to start over, they were headed off to the Christmas Classic in Ohio. And they stopped by JNR, which was owned by June and Robert. That's where JNR comes from. And they had sold it to some other gentleman, took it back over. Dan walks in there, Kirk's dad and mom with the boys. And Kirk, they were talking about it and talking about buying a store where Kirk's like, we'll buy it. And they bought it. They bought JNR. I used to work for Dan as a young man when he was at Publix, believe it or not, when he was a manager at Publix. So I worked through school in Publix grocery store, and Dan was my manager for a long time. But they bought JNR that way. They just popped in, leaving for a Christmas Classic, and bought JNR. And then the vending thing started. He had an old van, beat up old van. I hope he's listening because he'll get a laugh out of it. And he'd open up the back doors and he would sell number plates. That was JNR Express.
JNR Express.
Yeah, JNR Express, man.
Love it.
And obviously it flowed into what he has today. Which is he's done fantastic with it.
That's a hell of a story.
That's and going from a beat up van to the setups he has right now that's impressive.
It's amazing. You guys should try to get Kirk on too, because he can tell that story way better than I can. But it's a really cool story he has as well.
Yeah, he's welcome anytime.
Yep. Sure.
Absolutely. And we'll jump over to Melissa now, and we're gonna do our first chat check-in. Melissa, how are things going?
It's been a while since I've been sitting in the seat, so it's kind of nice. It's not in the same spot yet, though. We haven't quite carved it out.
No?
No. I don't know. I still got a little wheel room.
All right.
Anyways, we're going to say hi to a whole bunch of people. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Rick Carter, Sean Gifford, Robert Cardoza. Low and Slow is somebody over on YouTube that's new. You have to help me identify who you are. He's Slow. Were y'all at Toledo last Saturday? And yes, Justin and I were there hanging out. Hi to BMX Mad Hatter over on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. Show friend Bill Johnson's with us. Mike Melvin. How's everyone doing? I mentioned Noah Robinson earlier. Huge shout out to Martin Kennard for the stars. Thanks, dude. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
He says hello from Central Florida. # Florida Strong. We're totally behind that. We're going to say hi to Deanna Contreras. She's excited about the Nationals coming to Reno. Mr. Brian Fells over on YouTube. Our good buddy Jaded BMX is tuning in on Twitch. Hello from Twitchland, he says.
Hey.
Jeff Sunsuri. He's also happy that Reno is back next year. Let's see. Who else? Tommy Board says, what's up, Gus? Robert Cardoza wants to know, first question, when was the first product for BMX, I'm assuming profile product, for BMX made, and was the first BMX product for sale or for personal use?
So the date was 70 something, and the first product was race cranks. So again, if we go back to the steering gear was the birth of the profile axle. It has the 48 splines on it, so you couldn't strip the steering wheel on the race car. So Jim thought, wow, everybody's stripping cranks, because we had all some, the square taper cranks back then. And so he built the first product was a set of cranks, and they were built for his son, Corey Alley.
Oh, nice. Huh. All right. Who's Lauren to you?
Who?
Yeah. Who's Lauren?
Lauren?
Yes.
Oh, it's my daughter.
Ah, she says Gus is the goat.
She's pretty rad. She was pretty rad, and she was a badass racer too. Believe it or not.
And who is Garrett to you?
That's my son.
Ah, he says
Yeah,
he would like me to ask about his your future grandkids racing BMX.
Hell yes. So I'm having this problem with my daughter-in-law that she says I can't take my grandkids racing. I told her she has no choice.
Ah, it's in the blood.
She has no choice. We're going racing, whether she likes it or not. So she's just gonna have to get over it.
She's got.
You can't be the profile guy and not take your grandkids racing.
Well,
it just doesn't work.
No.
That's probably a pretty good point. That's too funny. Jeff Sunsuri also wanted to thank you for giving Malia and Stella the shop tour.
Right on. That's Stella's dad.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Martin Kennard
fun.
is wondering about any new technology coming in the future.
As of right now, we have nothing in the works. Well, I don't want to say that. We have a few things in the works, but nothing that I can disclose at the moment.
Okay.
However, obviously Profile is more than just racing, so it does have something to do with a different market, in the mountain bike section. But as of right now, we're not really developing anything too new for the race scene just yet. We still got some bunch of thoughts, but we haven't put anything into movement yet.
Very cool. Okay. So
Still planning.
yeah.
Still planning,
That's
It's-
okay. Proprietary information.
They have perfection already. They have the greatest hubs
look
on the
at
market.
you.
They are pretty
Let
cool.
Let me
You're
know
damn
if you
right.
want our home address so you can pay him for all those
Nope,
plugs.
don't need it.
No,
Best
that's
hubs,
all-
best cranks you're ever going to have.
That's all we run is Profile hubs, man.
Love the
You'll
buzz.
never break a set of cranks.
No.
Never have.
All right.
Don't
I'm
have
going
to spend them.
a couple more shout outs and then I come back to a question here. David Dortona's with us over on Facebook. Emily Schaefer's tuning in.
Emily.
Damon Tucson says hello, fam. Josh Blair says what's up, family. Chris Gray says hello from Chris and Mason. Okay, so 2 more questions. Low and Slow, which is our show buddy Chase. He was playing along in the trivia last week.
Yeah, it was a good time.
His question is, do the Elite hubs come with ceramic bearings? If not, how come? And if not, do you guys have numbers to upgrade the bearings?
Okay. So this is a
Multiple part question.
guy
This,
question.
I like this question because it gets technical,
Yeah,
right? So
I figured
so I
I'm
think
saving it.
Yeah, the best part is being technical with it. We do not offer ceramic bearings with the Elite hub. One of the biggest reasons is that a lot of people have tried them. If you go back in history, BMX, some people newer people may not know Mike Day, but Mike Day was sponsored by F1 Ceramic.
Mm-hmm.
So for him, getting ceramic bearings, it was easy, but they're very expensive.
Mhm.
And I know that racer parents really kind of put that aside, but they don't last as long either. And the bearings that we use now, they're ABEC 5 bearings, so it's a really good quality bearing. And we just don't believe that the ceramic will last as long as we would like it to for the customer. We're doing jumps, everybody's out there trying to jump everything they can. Those ceramic balls take a beating, so if you have a true ceramic bearing like F1 offered, then they just get beat up and it feels crunchy, and it's just not something I want people to go around and say, look, my Profile hubs are feeling crunchy, and
Right.
so we just choose not to.
All right, very nice. All right, Melissa, you got anything else for us in the chat?
Yep. Mike Miller wants to know who your biggest competitor that you battle with.
In which regard? Hubs, cranks, both? Well, where are we at?
Well, he left it open.
It's open ended.
Okay.
There is none.
So
It's Profile.
I'll start with the hubs. Obviously everybody knows Onyx, and
Who?
Jim, the guy that Onyx.
Never heard of her.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that sounds like a great stripper name. You probably heard of her.
Jim that owns Onyx, fantastic man.
Yeah.
He makes a fantastic hub. And he is our biggest competitor by far. On the crank side, we're still dealing with a lot of the people that believe in aluminum. But there was a guy named Brad Davis that lived in Michigan.
Yep, I know Brad.
Yep, we know Brad.
We know Brad very well.
So this is good because a lot of people think I'm always joking about it, but you guys get in touch with Brad. When Brad bought a set of Elite cranks, he weighed the Elite cranks versus the Shimano cranks.
I remember this.
Yep.
And the Elite cranks were 3 ounces lighter.
Yep.
Than the Holotech Shimano cranks.
Yep.
So
I used to ride it as. Do you remember his little private park he had?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I lived around the corner, man. I got to go.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Hit that
Brad's
all the
a cool
time.
dude. Yeah.
I got a
so
quick.
He sent me that picture, and I posted it a few times.
Yeah.
But people don't believe it until they actually see it. Nick Adams was on that tour today too.
Mhm.
He's super fast, and I kind of made a little joke with him and took him, like when we were doing the tour, I showed him where they get welded. Jim welds all the cranks, and I handed it to him, and I said, "This is what an Elite crank is," and it was. He couldn't believe how light it was.
Yeah.
So but there's a lot of technical that goes into that Elite crank too. So that could be for round 2 or whatever you guys want to do.
Well, I don't know if we haven't really hinted to this yet, but Chris owns a machine shop also. He makes gears for random machines
Well,
and
make transmission
gears,
parts.
right?
Yeah,
Oh,
heavy.
gears,
That's
right?
cool.
Yeah, they're gears.
Yeah. I walked through his shop. It's fucking huge. And
Okay.
did I know what was going on in there? No, but it was massive. And so like we do round 2, Moto 2.
Yeah.
Like you two can
Yeah.
just go to another level. I'll try to DJ.
Oh, DJ.
So no pun intended on the machine shop floor thing, Chris, just so you know.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, Chris's
ours-
place was
ours is
actually the
pretty
same way.
Clean, actually.
See, that's what it's about, man.
Yeah.
Taking pride.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
And the funny thing
we
was
get
is
people.
you had your own scooter when you remember we walked through. Your tool crib dude was napping.
Oh, it was lunchtime.
Yeah, it was. I'm sorry. I should have prefaced that. It was lunchtime, and
No,
we were walking through. We were going to do a phone system in there, and Chris had his own dude napping. It was pretty funny.
It's
No,
awesome.
it was lunchtime though.
Yeah.
No, because believe me, that dude. No way, man. He's on all the time. But yeah, no, I did have a question though. So you guys put splines on the shafts for the cranks. How I don't know, it's probably proprietary, you don't know, but how do you cut that in there?
So that is done with a rotary tool.
Okay.
So everybody thinks the splines go straight, but actually when it gets splined, it's done on a rotary tool.
Wait.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Yep. There's a name for it. It'll come
I didn't
to me
have a
about
stroke.
2
My
o'clock.
brain just locked up because I've put so many of them on my bike. Like, and I'll try to get a picture up here real
Well,
quick
'cause
on
it's
what he's speaking of. Let me just Chris,
well,
you talk. I'll pull it up.
What we would do with the equipment we have is we would either hob or shape those in there. But you're talking about. I'm sorry.
Well, isn't hobbing about the same process as it goes around the part?
Yeah, it is. But
Okay.
the hob spins and then the actual shaft would rotate. as
Yeah.
the hob
So
spins.
same thing, same concept.
same
So we do
concept.
the same thing. Yeah, we hob it, but that's the word I was looking for.
Okay.
But it does spin around it, so that's what I know.
Yeah. No, that's,
Yeah.
I'm
So,
sorry, Melissa. I didn't
on
mean to get
this,
That's me running into you.
Um,
Told you we're closer.
the
You're fine.
splines on this.
Yeah,
You're using a rotary tool for that.
yeah, the hobbing tool.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
And Chris can explain it way more than I can, but
Nope.
it does. It goes around it. Like from when I watch it in the machine, it looks like the hobbing tool is actually going around the spindle. I can't remember if the spindle's moving or not. I just don't.
Yeah, it could be
So-
either or. Just depends on
Yeah.
the equipment, how you're setting it up and everything.
Yeah.
So it's cool stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
And I've seen, what I get into, and I don't know if you've seen these, Justin, but you haven't done them in a while, but you used to have like where you'd show the machine actually running with the part in it, like the little shop tours. I thought those things were awesome because I'd look at that and go, oh, they're doing, da 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 da. They got this going on. They're,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I really got into those. Whoops. And then I
You know,
just
for
crushed
years
them.
and years, we would never do that. And
No.
then we finally, you know, you get to a point where, you know, people want to see how things are made.
Mhm.
And, you know, so that's why we started doing the machines, you know, taking videos of the machines and things like that.
Yeah.
Of course, we're not going to show every part of how it's held or what we're doing in there, but
Right? Right.
you know, I think everybody gets the gist of when they watch through the little window and you have all the coolant going everywhere. You know what's going on.
Yeah. No, no, I actually I really enjoyed it. I'm like, oh, there's another one. I'm watching it. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
really cool. But
Have you guys seen the laser etch video yet?
Is it on
no.
the YouTube video channel?
Yeah, it's on the YouTube channel. It's on our website. It's a laser etching video. So we have our own laser etch machine.
That would be cool. We
And,
just got one of those.
Yeah, they're cool. I was going to try to elaborate on that because for me, it's kind of an important message to put out there.
Mhm.
But you know, if we don't have time, it's cool.
No,
Give me a
fine.
couple seconds. I'm on the website right now. You said it's on the website?
So,
Yeah, it should be on the website.
Landing page?
Maybe
Hang on. Let me pull up the fourth screen here real quick.
I would probably go to the YouTube channel and type
I'll
in
do
laser
that
etching.
then. All righty.
Probably be faster.
I'm
when
going to go
you
there.
guys laser etched, are you using that for you're just putting like the logo on the part, or are you using that for like serial numbers and that type of stuff?
Yeah, so we use it. So we use it for logoing everything that we make now.
Okay.
You know, the patent ran out on the 48 spline spindle years ago, and so people, you know, would copy the spindle.
Sure.
You know, and before we had the laser machine, the only way we could tell there was hatch marks on the end of the spindle where it went into the machine, and that was really the only one way we could tell it was ours, because some of the copied ones didn't have those hatch marks on them, and you know, people would return them, try to get, you know, a replacement, or you know, say they bought the wrong one, things like that. So, but that's not really why we bought the laser etch machine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we bought it for identification, you know, more so than anything, logo placements. You know, before the laser machine, you know, we didn't have logos on the bolts, you know, or anything like that. So it was really important. I think when we bought that, we were all pretty nervous. And this is the part of the conversation I was really going to touch on, was the fact of why we were feeling nervous about having the laser machine and not showing anybody. So it should be on there. I don't see it, but
That's all right. I'll keep looking. You keep talking.
yeah. So the thing was that a lot of the BMX product that we all know is bought out of the catalog, or the representative goes overseas and, you know, they have their logo embossed on it, or laser etched and engraved on it.
Okay.
Right. I mean, that's,
I've heard,
right?
I've heard stories. Yeah. I don't.
So that's a lot of the product. And we were a little bit worried that people were going to think that Profile was made somewhere else when we started laser etching.
Oh, okay.
And I know it sounds childish, but it really kind of worried us a lot.
I get exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, because we really wanted to show people that it is made here in the USA, and we're very proud of that. I mean, it's really something that we hold really close to us, that we make everything here in the United States. And you know, having that laser machine and being able to show it on the videos or during the tour, you know, that's one of the things I do highlight on, just because it brings a realness to the brand. You know, that we're you know, 18 people, and you know, we're making product every day at St. Petersburg, Florida. So that was my, you know, my little thing on the laser. It's how important it is to tell everybody that we have our own, so they don't put it two and two, you know, or suspect that we're having it made somewhere else, overseas.
Right. So you have 18 employees. That's the profile.
We do.
That's it.
Yeah, we do.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. We're a small business, and you know, we're coming up on 58 years, 59 years, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. So yeah, Jim Alley has owned it, started it from day one. We're the, I like to say this, we're the oldest company in BMX. People sometimes argue that point with me, but
Sure.
we're the oldest company in BMX racing today with the original owner.
There you go.
The caveat.
That's the trick, because everybody's been bought and sold and traded or whatever, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Jim steadfast. He wasn't going to do any of that. Yeah. He's not selling out to anybody. He don't even like to entertain it. Don't even ask him that question.
Don't ask.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it just stays in the family and keeps on going, eh?
Yeah.
That's I'm third
really
generation in the company we have, so yeah, it's pretty it's pretty exciting. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun.
You know what? I don't know. Justin probably knows this because he knows stuff, but Profile used to have a frame back in the 80s.
Yeah. No, they had one later than that, dude. Because like early 2000s, they had one.
Okay, see, that was my time. I wasn't in.
Dude, I took all my Pabst Blue Ribbon cans back to buy one.
Did you?
Yeah.
He's not joking.
I loved that frame.
See that?
I loved that frame, man.
I could visualize that. I'm not joking.
Well, in Michigan, they're 10 cents, man. So
You're getting 10
it goes a
cents
long
here,
ways.
Yeah. Florida, you just recycle. Everybody gets pissed at you if you don't.
Yeah.
So you just recycle. You don't get any money from it in Florida.
We get 10 cents a shot, man. So
Yeah, that was the craziest thing when
Yeah.
we vacationed in Florida. As people either just like chucking them in the garbage. I'm like, what are you doing? They're like, there's no deposit.
Yeah.
So you guys want to hear some frame history, or is that a save again?
Well,
save it for another
Let's
time?
go. Let's roll.
You know what I thought was cool was the little like crossbar in between the front triangle. I thought that was
Damn it,
cool.
Chris, now I got to pull up pictures.
Yeah, that was a Champ Pro, and so we made frames. Well, you guys heard of Hutch, the brand Hutch?
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of an
Yeah, I've
iconic
heard of
frame.
them once or twice.
It's a really sore subject. I threw a really expensive frame out to the road because.
Okay, so let me ask you: was it an old frame, Justin?
Yeah, it was. It was a baby blue Trickstar. What's the
Okay.
guy's name? Not Woody Itzen or somebody.
Yeah, Woody Hudson Road for Hutch.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Okay.
I just was like, I had a new bike, and I was like, I'm done with this one, and put it to the road for scrap.
Pardon me. So a lot of people don't know that Profile was the original maker of the Hutch frame.
Get out.
Yeah. So if you guys ever come across the frame that, in the back of the chain where the brake stay is,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
like back then, we had the little lever brakes.
Yep.
If it spelled the word Hutch in little drilled holes, there's an
Okay.
original Profile frame worth a ton of money.
All right. So all you old school guys, everybody's running out in the garage right now looking
Oh,
at
I
their
know.
Hutch frame.
Oh, for sure they are. Yeah, absolutely.
We have to ask Hollywood about that. See if he knows that.
Yeah. Ask Mike Miranda. He'll know.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Yep.
Eric Roop used to ride a Profile frame.
Yes, he did.
Eric Roop did.
Yeah.
According to Mike Miller,
Oh.
shared that in the chat.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eric Roop did too. He was on our team
Yeah. He was in the 80s. He was
right
on.
before Mongoose.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, who was the other guy? There was another fella. He wasn't as well known as Roop.
Shelby James.
And then-
Richard Zagars.
Oh, Zagers. Yeah, Zagers was the pro back then, and I know Melissa mentioned Shelby James.
Yeah.
He was a pretty big influence on Profile for sure. He was just an amazing racer, and there's we have a frame. We made a frame named after him, the Shelby James, and as Profile the company, we sold more Shelby James frames than any other frame that we manufactured.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. So you guys want to hear some trivia though?
Sure.
I don't know if it's trivia, but it's another history lesson from Profile. You guys seen the movie Poltergeist, right?
We have.
Yeah.
Hopefully
I've
it
seen
doesn't come through me at the screen right now.
Right.
But the little girl, that's in the movie, Heather O'Rourke.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember her? She's the one that yelled at the TV.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She
yeah.
raced for Profile too.
Really?
Interesting.
Yep, right before that movie came out, she was racing for Profile. Jim made her 2 frames, gave her 2 bikes, and the story goes with her is that she right after the movie was done, she passed away abruptly. No reason. Nobody knows why. You know, I mean, I'm not a medical examiner, so, but that's the story that goes with Heather O'Rourke, and that bike disappeared. Her bike disappeared, and no one has, none of the historians, and I'm sure there's a bunch of people out there listening, probably know the story, but the bike is gone. We have one of them still in the archives, but the other one that she had is gone. Nobody knows what happened to it.
Wow.
So a little more history from Profile. After all these years, there's a lot of history that, you know, we can talk about, and we can go on and on and on.
Yeah, she was only 12 when she died.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have a book. I have a like, before, you know, catalogs and, you know, internet, we had leaflets that we pass out, right? You know, as kids. I'm old, you know, so, you know, when I was young, you know, we got leaflet, and I have a copy of the leaflet in my trailer with Heather O'Rourke on it.
No kidding.
You know, and the profile gear and all that. So if anybody ever wants to see it and read the story, they're welcome to stop by the trailer and check it out. It's really cool.
Huh.
Wow.
Yep.
See, I get into all that stuff like that, history.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff people don't know. I like that picture of the kid sleeping. That's good.
I got a question, Bernie. Got to ask this one, all right? So,
yeah,
because we see you on the road a lot, you're handling a lot of business when it comes to the racing side of the profile with the race team and that. So, out of like all the thousands of riders that you've sponsored, hooked up, done co-deals with, bro deals, all that stuff. Out of all of those, who's done it right? We don't have to know the name. Just think of who's done it right. But tell us what it was that they did, you know, that really caught your eye.
Yeah.
You know, because I know there's still a lot of our racers that are listening. And you know, just kind of tell us like what it is from your perspective, you know, as a, you know, an employee for Profile, kind of a team manager that you do. What is it that really catches your eye?
So, as you know, I'm also the sponsorship manager too. I didn't mention that, but because it's not really that important. But
where can I send you my really bad resume?
Our racing resume.
Yeah,
we're both going to send you.
I can give you a couple of emails you can send them to.
Info at allthingsbmxshow.com.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, you know, from my perspective, I look at it both ways, and you know, I am one, not only being the sponsorer, but we are also a sponsoree, right? So people just think that, you know, other companies that we work with, that we partnered with, you know, just throw us product, you know, because, you know, we're Profile. That doesn't really happen, you know? So every year I have to work hard, just like everyone else that is looking for sponsorship, to retain our partners that we have now, you know? So we always have to prove ourselves that we're doing the job that they want us to do when we're out on the road or when we're at dinner. It doesn't really matter where you're at. You're still representing that company.
Right.
So for me, as the sponsorer, I look for that too. You know, I know both sides of the court. And so when I'm looking or talking to someone or bringing them on board as a sponsored athlete, you know, or, you know, grassroots is, you know, I'm old, so that's what we use, grassroots deal. You know, I look at all those things, you know, we're in business for, you know, let's call it spade a spade. You know, we're in business to make money. And BMX is not a company or not a sport where we can, you know, run ads on TV. You know, nobody reads the newspaper anymore. A lot of the younger generation, you know, is very social media. But you get into people my age, and I really don't pay too much attention to social media. But we have to have a way to market our product. And, you know, so we look for the absolute best athletes that we can to help us do that. So, yeah, I mean, I have a few names involved, you know, of people that we've sponsored that done it right. And it's really, it really makes it worth it when they go out of their way at a race to come over and just say thank you. I mean, that right there
Sure.
says it all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so a lot of times you get sponsored athletes that just take the product, and you never hear from them again. Then the following year comes, and then they want more product, but you never hear from them. Race reports are really kind of not the thing anymore. I think, John tries to handle our social media when we're out on the road. So posting up pictures and things like that of doing what we're doing for the brands that we partnered with is really important. But, just a simple thank you is worth everything.
Yeah. I think maybe I'm kind of going to go down a rabbit hole, and I don't want to do that.
Oh, my goodness. Here we go, Chris.
Do it.
No,
Just
but
do it, man. I'm ready.
Think about it, though, for a minute. Everybody wants to be sponsored nowadays, right? I mean, we've talked about this multiple times on here before.
This might be a sore subject for me, but go ahead.
Right. But that's what I'm saying is, everybody thinks they should be sponsored, and everybody gets a bro deal or whatever it be. But when you get, let's say, Profile, for example, and they're giving you product or giving you discounts on products, it's a business deal. You've entered a business deal, and you need to represent that company.
Preach.
Would you tattoo it on you, Chris?
No, I would not.
Why not?
I'll tell you,
because I don't do tattoos. But
God damn you!
I'll tell you a little rider story. One time, where I had a phone call. My wife and I were just chilling, watching a little news, and I get a phone call from a rider, and he's leaving a team, and he wants to know if we would still support him because we supported the team. And I said, yeah, no problem at all. We'll definitely take care of it. And I said, the one thing I do want is my logo on your jersey. And the athlete told me that it was reserved for paying customers. So needless to say, I just hung up on him.
Right.
Because when you give something away and trust in somebody that is a sponsorship product, most people don't realize that you have to sell to make up for that. Right. So not necessarily the athlete, but
hearing you guys and
my point is like, if I give away a set of hubs, I got to sell 10 sets of hubs to make up for the one I just gave away. And a lot of people don't relate to that. Mm-hmm. So when that question was posed to the athlete, and he said it was reserved for paying customers, I just hung up on him. He called me back, and he's like, "Why'd you hang up?" I said, "Well, who the hell do you think is paying for it?"
Right.
I mean, we're paying for our logo to be on your jersey.
Yeah. So somebody had to buy that steel. Somebody had to machine it. Somebody had to, anodize, paint it, whatever it be, to make that. Right. And that doesn't come free.
No, it doesn't. So not a lot of times that's related into the whole scheme of what's going on in the business. Like you walk into Profile and you're going to walk past shelves that are, stacked with product, and it looks like a huge candy store to us BMXers. But we have the product, and it's easy to sponsor, if you will, an athlete. Because Jim just leaves it up to me to just deal with it, and whatever my decision is, he's good with. Mm-hmm. So it's very cool. But a lot of times people don't really put much thought into what sponsorship really is and what it's supposed to do.
Right.
Yeah.
That started back in the first race of BMX.
So here's a way we can praise some of the people that have done it right for you. Who's been great ambassadors for you? Who's done it right for you? And
I'll just rattle off a few names. I mean, it's
sure.
Barry Nobles. I mean, is he not? He's the king of social media, right?
Oh man,
yeah. I would say so.
Barry and I go way back, and he's always been a great ambassador for Profile, even though he's not technically racing our product now. He, with his deal with Chase, which I totally respect, and I understand how it all works, but he still, has our shout outs out there for us all the time. Another guy is Sean Dupree. Sean, anywhere we were, if Sean was there,
yes,
he would. Sean Dupree.
We've raced the same class like numerous times. I think right now. I think he's a class older than me, but like that guy,
Yeah.
I knew right away. I've always associated him, one, as a great rider, and two, as a profile ambassador.
Yeah, and he's been a hell of an ambassador. You know, he's always taking care of Profile like it was his own. And, you know, anywhere he would be, and, you know, we would be at a race, or if we were out at dinner, you know, he would always come up and talk to us. You know, and again, it just goes back to the simple thank you. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's, you know, I mean, he really appreciated it. Really appreciated Mike Day. Mike Day was, you know, a really, you know, great athlete for us. Dude won the silver medal, right?
Sure.
You know, on profiles. Not many people knew that. But, you know, we've sponsored Mike Day for a long time.
Can I share? I want to share a quick story with you about him. He showed up at Ray's Mountain Bike Park.
Yeah.
And there was something he had with his sponsor where he had to be on his race bike. It was after he got his medal. And I remember seeing that. I was like, what? He's got profiles. All right. And then my buddy that was at the time racing Vet Pro bet him that one of them could do a front flip before the other. Now my buddy, this was not in his vocabulary at all or skill set to do a front flip, but Mike Day, it was in a foam pit, just anyway, but Mike Day dropped in and probably went almost through the roof at Ray's, and he did like the somersault front flip, and my buddy's like, shit,
I'm done.
And I was like, Greg, get your ass in there. It was amazing. And again, he was one of the guys that too was a good ambassador too, because he always talked about, you know, like his profile and his profile cranks and, you know, profile itself. Yeah.
And, you know, and so those are some of the sponsored, you know, outside athletes, you know, but, you know, quickly touch base on some of the inside, you know, that we had on the team for a long time. You know, as I don't know if many people know this, but there is never an opening on my team until someone decides to leave.
That's amazing. That's a huge, it is
pretty, you know, and, you know, to get on the team, you have to be pretty special, you know, because that's the way I like to keep. I'll go into that next, but we had a young man on the team. His name was Caleb Minthorn. And Caleb ran profile since he was 6 years old. We picked him up, and unfortunately, he was moving out to California, and he was going to live out there, and he was going to turn pro. I don't carry any pros, and there's, you know, certain reasons that I have, but needless to say, you know, he lived and died profile every time. You could not change that guy's anything. He wasn't going to go for it. So, you know, he's one of many that were on the team. You know, Percy Owens was on our team for a long time. The real, you know, the Spider-Man, Percy Owens.
Yep.
And, you know, even today in his clinics, you know, he still rides profile. He don't race anymore, but he does teach clinics down in Sarasota, and he still rides our stuff. And, you know, again, these are all guys that not only were on the team, but every one of these names I've mentioned believed in our product, and that was really something special.
Yeah,
that is cool.
So we have a packed Moto 2 for a show with Gus.
I mean, you should have booked like a 3-hour Zoom call.
We could, but
yeah, you could, because there's a lot of history.
No, absolutely.
This is really
we're about
cool.
that. So the next thing we'd like to go into is it's going to be name association. All right. So we're going to chuck some names out at you. All right. And then just yell something back. Okay.
You know,
all right. We're going to start this off. Melissa, start this off.
How about Donnell Wright?
Donnell Wright.
Donnell.
Amazing. So just to throw something back at you, the way I met Donnell Wright, we were about to fight in.
That's crazy. It's how I met Chris too. We were at a strip club one night. No, that's completely made up.
We were St. Augustine. And something got out of hand. I wasn't even a part of it, but something got out of hand, and all of a sudden, this 7-foot 6'5" giant standing in front of me. I'm just a little guy, you know, I'm just a little dude. So I'm looking up at this guy, and all I could think of is, I'm dead. I'm going. I'm out. And that's how I met Donnell. And you know, he's been one of my closest friends in BMX for a long time.
Awesome.
Believe it or not.
Is that the same fellow that's friends with Chad Grace at Jacksonville?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Dude,
Yeah.
I got a picture standing next to him, and I'm like this.
Dude's massive.
I'm like this. Hi.
Yeah. How you think I felt when he was about to pound on me?
Yeah, dude, I'm 5'10", and I'm just getting knocked by his belly button right in my forehead.
I was almost getting ready to offer him some free hugs or something, but you know, luckily, you know, it all panned out, you know, in a great way. So he's a really great dude.
He's awesome.
And
cool.
so I really appreciate his friendship.
All right, Damon, you got the next one?
Yeah. Hey Gus, I'm Damon. I showed up late
Damon?
tonight.
That's cool.
I say Damon's
Thanks for
here
having
now.
me.
Yeah. John Pringle.
John. Wow. So this is not one of those name things you throw out and you say, "Oh, great guy." You can't do that. You just, you know, I mean, this segment is not really about that for me. So John Pringle is the staple of BMX for me. And, you know, it's like having an older brother in age, but he's like a 5-year-old on the road with me, you know, so I got to keep control of this guy, you know? But John is, he's right here. So I'm not saying anything that he already doesn't know. I'm really not, you know, and I'm not being nice because he's standing next to me and he's way bigger than I am, but I wouldn't be able to do what I do without John.
Nice.
John is my rock, man. He's every bit of the concrete that I stand on when we're at the races. And, you know, I mean, he's my driver. You know, we've put 83,000 miles on that 650, him and I together. John has been with Profile for what, 18 years now, John? 18, 19 years. And, you know, the day I asked him, you know, I thought he was going to start crying, you know, we call him Big John, but, you know, I mean, I thought he was going to start crying, Dan, when the first time I asked him. It's been a great run for me to have a guy like John. I am probably, and some people will disagree, but I am probably the most fortunate BMX team manager on the planet.
Aw.
Nice.
And you know, the reason that is John. You know, it really is.
Well,
you know, anytime I need to do something, John's right there.
if he can
cool.
hear us, he's more than welcome to come on the show, and we can validate what you're saying. We'd love to have a show with him.
We could talk with John.
Well, yeah, he's right here. You know, we're getting her geared up for Oldsmar, so he came to hang out for the evening, and we're gonna go and see. I make him come down early, so I don't have to set the pit up by myself.
There you go.
Smart man.
But listen, let's be honest. Who else do you know in BMX that doesn't have a job?
Oh my God! Come on, stop.
This guy, right? So, hey, John, look, do you want to go on summer tour? Well, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, how long? About 3 weeks. Yeah, okay, no problem. Who else can you call and do that?
Hey, John, I can.
Can't call anybody else.
So,
Hey,
when
John,
you guys
wait.
were talking about
John,
Gus racing back in the days.
John, I can get you. Are you available on the 19th?
This month.
Yeah.
Let me check my calendar.
Well, according to Gus, it's not that busy.
All right.
That's right. He's definitely not that busy.
Yeah, text me to get with me. And
All right,
we'll
I
do
will.
something.
I will.
Yeah, no, it'd be
I
fun.
know I'm supposed to go to Disney soon. I have to make my family happy. You know, we just a couple weekends ago we ran a Gold Cup championship,
Sure.
first time ever in Florida. So it took a lot out of me.
All right.
So, but I promised my wife and kids I would go to Disney with them. So
Fair
Oh,
enough.
that'll be fun.
So actually,
So
you know
the
what? I
plate.
have a next name. The next name we have, it's for
Okay.
both of you guys. All right. No, it's for both. It's for John and Gus. Alice Bixler. Gus, go first. John, go after Gus.
Alice is the grandmother of BMX. Not many people know Alice Bixler, but she started Florida BMX. You know, she's run the oldest track in the United States, you know, especially here in Florida. And I hope I'm right when I say United States.
You are.
You know,
You are.
Florida for sure. You know, she's put everything that she's had into BMX. Her heart and soul went into BMX, and who can't respect and love a lady for doing that?
Right.
And she did it well after her kids stopped racing. For
she's still
years,
doing it,
and she's still doing
Yeah.
So she's a pretty special lady.
What about you, John?
She should go down in history. She should definitely be inducted into the Hall of Fame somehow.
She's already in our Hall of Fame.
Oh, she is?
No, she's in the All
my
Things
bad.
BMX. She's in the All Things BMX Show Hall of Fame for sure. She's
Oh,
already
yeah,
is.
that's
Definitely. She's just awesome.
Yeah, she's cool.
Perfect.
Gus followed it up and stuff, and I've met her through when I first got into BMX. Actually, Laura's mom and dad introduced me to her and stuff, so it's been a pleasure knowing her and everything, especially when she's been through and all and stuff. But she's ambassador. That's it.
She's another one on our list of people to get on the show, and we just can't get her to. She doesn't want to do it.
I'm willing to fly to Florida to interview her.
You should do that.
I hung out with you guys down there at your state championship, and her and I talked a little bit there, and I'm like, look, I'll take a flight. We'll hang out. We'll do it there. We'll pre-record it if it needs be or whatever. But yeah, you guys got something there. Chris, who's the next name?
Okay, the fly guy, Ray Hudson.
Hudson. So everybody loves Ray. Ray, he's pretty amazing himself. Not only a BMXer, but as a guy that does what I do. He's a sponsor and he's a sponsoree, and I've learned so much from Ray, over the years of what we should look for when we are trying to partner up with an athlete. He's really amazing. So there's not much more you can say about Ray besides amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
He's a good dude.
He is a good dude.
Yeah. Awesome. He's awesome.
Next name.
Still want to race him one day. But
I was gonna say
I'm an old guy.
He's a hell of a racer too.
Yeah,
Damon,
All right.
next name.
Jim Alley.
Jim Alley. So Jim Alley's the cat. He's the goat. He's the guy. He's the guy that started it all. So without Jim Alley, there would be no profile racing. And Jim is he's the boss, man. That's just simple. He is the boss. And there ain't shit getting done without Jim's blessing. Pardon me, I shouldn't have said that, but
no, you're fine.
You're fine.
There ain't nothing getting done. He's been inducted into the Hall of Fame, the National Hall of Fame. Really super cool dude. He as a boss, Chris, you could probably relate to this. I'm sure you get pretty hot once in a while at you guys, right?
Yeah.
So maybe, you can be honest.
This guy is
But
he's
you're not listening.
gonna play Modest Mouse, but he's in here before the show goes off, screaming and hollering and beating the shit out of me.
Jim never gets upset, man. Never.
Chris doesn't. He does.
It's just it's really cool to work with him. We don't work for him; we work with him.
I like
And,
that.
It's really cool. And that guy will run circles around any person at that shop, guaranteed, every single day. Dude's 77 years old. He comes in a little bit later than we do. Like we're there at like 7:30. He comes in at like 8, and
He's earned
he'll
it.
be working. Yeah, he'll work until 7 or 8 at night, welding cranks, swedging crank arms. Doesn't matter. The guy
Probably loves it too, right?
keeps him young. 77,
Absolutely.
work circles around us.
Yeah,
he's amazing.
I got another name for you. Ready?
Yeah.
Rowdy Hauser.
Rowdy. Wow. So that's a big name, right? So, how do you explain the Rowdy Holzer? It's actually Holzer. So,
my bad.
That dude is
fast
compared to in profile standards. He is Shelby James reincarnated.
Mm-hmm.
That kid is legit, right? So Rowdy, he's such a humble young man. He just stopped calling me Mr. Gus. Once in a while, he'll slip up and say it, and I'm like, dude, just call me Gus. But he's always just so personable. He's so humble. He's so thankful for just being able to walk around every single day. And that goes to say, his parents, where he gets it from is his parents.
Right.
His parents are fantastic. Tim is, usually who you see with Rowdy at the races.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't met Tim, you can't miss him. Dude's got a beard that goes like, I don't know how far out, but we have a picture that we hang up at the Grands every year with Tim on it.
Awesome.
And
I'll send it to you.
But those guys, Rowdy's amazing. He's an amazing rider. He's just an amazing young man that's going to go someplace for sure, whether it's BMX or not. He's going to be somewhere doing something great.
What about you, John?
Great.
When you hear that name,
the kid's amazing.
Yeah.
It's funny because when we first picked him up, he was like like this tall. Now he's like that tall.
Yeah.
He grew over 1 year, and he's awesome. Amazing. He's amazing to watch.
All right. Well, we have the final name. All right.
Okay.
The final name. It's the final countdown. Here it is, Melissa.
Brian Fell.
Woo.
Brian Fell. Wow. So when I started this venture as a team manager 20 years ago or whatever it is, and MCS, he was the guy. Brian Fell was the MCS team manager, and I said to myself, at some point I want to be like Brian Fell, the way I handle things, and maybe I overstepped my boundaries a little bit because I know he's listening. But he's another guy that has taught me everything I know about what I do every day as a team manager. I'm not much of a coach. Some team managers are coaches, and they tell you how to ride. For me, I leave that up to the rider because I'm not out there, and there's split-second decisions they have to make. So to come back to the pit area and to yell and scream or be somewhat negative is not anything close to what I am. Mm-hmm. And tomorrow's another day for me, and he's taught me a lot of how to talk to people, mentally, talk to someone after they come back to the race. He's taught me a lot about the industry itself. I've always said, that the pit area spaces, Brian's got a world of information that nobody's tapped into. And it's a shame. It's a damn shame.
Yep.
Because
true.
He really does have what it takes to put on a good show. And forever and a day, we've always tried to get crazy things to happen at even our state races, because normally it was always me with the big trailer and Brian had his big trailer. Mm-hmm. So, we always wanted to have the factory row set up in a certain way that, Kirk would have like the end cap, like being like Dillard's, right?
Sure.
When you're at the mall, right? Because you have to walk past all these other stores to get to the main store.
Yeah. And
that was one of his ideas from a long time ago, which was, it would be fantastic, but no one would even give a chance to even listen to what he had to say, about that type of scenario. We've had roundtable meetings with MBL prior to MBL, demise. And he has a lot of great points and got a lot of good bullets that, he can cover, and he has a lot of great ideas to make the sport better. He's not trying to, bring any, what's the right word I'm looking for? Awareness to himself. Yeah. He just wants to make the sport better. Yeah. And he's taught me a lot. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a lot of this, what I do every day with the athletes and the team, that I would never have learned on my own, without his help. So
for sure.
All right.
Hats off, brother.
Did Brian teach you how to drive a car?
Did he teach me how to drive a car?
Did he teach you how to drive a rental car?
Rental car.
No. I won't get into a rental car with him.
All right, John, I know you've spent some time with him, so I want a one word.
No comment on the car.
All right, that's fine.
That's fine.
I want a one word. When I say Brian Fell, one word answer. You ready? Brian Fell. John, go.
Awesome.
All
right, there we go.
Now,
that's a good one.
I'm going to share something with you guys. Brian helps a lot behind the scenes with the show.
Yeah.
And we'll take this moment right now to thank him because
Thank you, Brian.
he's the guy that's behind the dude that's behind the dude. And if you've ever watched Tropic Thunder, you know what that means. But like he really is, and thank you, Brian. Like Brian has access to our script when we're on the air right now, and he helps with so much. And again, when Gus, when you were talking about that
knowledge,
that presentation, Factory Row and at the races, and you guys have the most epic state series ever, and like his input with that stuff, it's amazing. Like I'll hit him up and I'll be like, I got this crazy idea, and I didn't bump my head. Like tell me, and I send it, and that guy comes back, and I'm like, wow, yeah, and infinite knowledge. So thanks. Yeah.
Likewise, thanks.
Yeah,
I mean the guy's amazing. You know.
Yeah.
100%.
I like what you said. He's good for BMX.
100%.
For sure.
Yeah, and he doesn't want anything in return.
Yeah.
He just wants to make it better. Truly.
No.
He's not in the Brian Fell business. He's in the BMX business.
100%.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good way of putting it.
All right.
Dave.
All right, enough kissing.
You know what we're
Brian
gonna do?
Fell's butt.
We're gonna tag team this with John and Gus with the lightning round. All right, so lightning rounds.
But if John's coming on later, shouldn't we save it?
Nah, we got more questions for him.
Now we'll give him different ones. Yep.
Always.
Well, speaking of Brian
All
Fell,
right. Speaking of Brian Fell, Lightning Round is brought to you by brandedpopups.com. The mission at brandedpopups.com is to bring you that fan brand supported opportunity for you to buy a pop-up tent, canopy, whatever you want to call it. Evidently, I found out, being that we live up here in the north, we call it a lid, but it's not a lid. It's called a canopy down
I've
south.
never heard it called a lid.
I call it one.
Really?
Like the top of your tent is the lid.
Where in the world did that come from?
Nope, never heard that before.
Neither have I.
Is that a UP
on that.
thing where my family's from?
It's a Durand thing, dude.
God damn her. Anyway,
thought
make
a
sure you
lid was
guys
a
check
hat.
out and support your favorite. And look, Profile's on there. Make sure you guys go over to brandedpopups.com.
Get a profile tent, put it next to your ATB
Well, that
tent.
segue failed right on its face. All right. Lightning round questions are quick answers.
All right.
And we're gonna
First thing pops
Listen.
into your head.
yeah.
Listen, you guys. Just if you haven't really figured it out now, there's no quick answer with
Ah.
Yeah,
Oh,
So-
we're going to cut you off at the second
No,
word.
here's the funny thing. Since we came up with this quick answer stuff, we've never had
never had one.
It's great. But here, we'll fire it off, and Gus, you answer first. John, you answer second. And then when John's on, we'll have a whole new slew of questions. Chris, first
All
question.
right, here we go. Favorite all-time movie?
Titanic.
John.
Grease.
What the hell?
Damn, Grease coming.
Hey, I'm old, man.
I can't wait for the next question.
Dude, awesome.
I watched Grease 14 times in one at a movie theater. I just kept going back and going back and going back.
Be honest, it was Olivia Newton-John, huh?
Did John?
Now my second best is Top Gun. So,
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, I give you that.
But
Wait,
when
original or the new one?
Original.
both of them actually.
okay,
Yeah, they're
when
both-
you
I
watch
went and
Grease,
I saw the one last couple weeks ago.
when you watch
So-
Grease 14 times,
Are you singing?
were you under the influence of anything?
No.
Okay, Garrett, fair enough. All right,
Olivia
next question.
Newton-John. Olivia Newton-John.
I
Yeah.
love that answer.
In those leather pants.
That's right.
Them leather pants. Melissa, next question.
Favorite TV show?
And if somebody say Gilligan's Island, I'm going to be like,
Man. I don't usually get a chance to watch TV.
This is yeah. Oh, well,
Yeah.
what about a
I'm
streaming show that
I'm
you
going
guys?
old school.
All right.
So I'd say Mork and Mindy.
Ooh,
oh, great one.
I thought you were gonna
Great
go.
one.
I was gonna go.
5-year-old. The 5-year-old.
All right.
Travel.
I thought he would have went married with children.
Yeah. Wait, Gus doesn't get a chance to watch.
55-year-old. What's that?
I said, you don't get a chance to watch TV, but you sit through 4 hours of the Titanic?
Yeah. Well, that's a movie, though. That's a movie.
All right.
It's different.
It's
You
still
get
4 hours.
popcorn, you can have some drinks. But at home, I don't get a chance to watch TV much.
All right, here's your pop-up question. Favorite alcohol drink? Gus, go.
Bud Light.
John.
Back in the days, I would say Crown Royal.
Okay.
Nice.
Chris, next question.
All right. favorite snack or junk food?
Gus.
I mean, look at me, guys. Come on. Is that really a fair question? I mean, seriously.
Is it ice cream then?
Pretzels.
Fair
Pretzels,
enough.
wow.
Oh, they're so good. Little cinnamon on them.
I'm gonna hate this, but
Yeah, little cinnamon on them.
and if I don't say this, all of my friends are gonna hate me.
All right.
Zebra cakes.
Okay, fair enough.
Makes them faster.
All right.
What is it?
Zebra
Makes them
cakes.
faster.
Oh, zebra cake.
Dude.
Okay, the little Debbie's.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't even buy them bitches in singles. You just buy the whole box of them.
Yes.
You gotta get
and
the
they gone in one day,
Costco box.
too.
John knows.
We want John to
Melissa.
win a race, we buy a case of zebra cakes.
That thing is a whole another story to get involved. in.
Love it.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
It's quite obvious we haven't bought a box of zebra cakes in a while. It's all good.
All right.
After this lightning round, I'll tell you something about John that nobody will ever know.
All right.
Go ahead.
What was the last thing you Googled?
John, last thing you Googled.
Oh my God. Last thing I go is actually
The All Things
just a minute
BMX show.
ago. Yeah.
Was it?
Basically, I did.
All right. Fair enough. Gus.
Because I was trying to get online,
Yeah.
get on my phone.
You gotta find us on YouTube that way.
Yeah. Well, I'm the Mad Hatter. I'm the BMX Mad
Yeah,
Hatter.
Justin picked up on that.
Okay.
For me, it was a Yamaha marine gauge wiring harness.
Okay.
I.
Working on the boat.
We're not asking.
No, all right.
Yeah.
So
Save that one for next.
I owned the
one.
boat business for a long time, so I was helping out a friend.
fair enough.
There you go.
All right. So we're gonna go with Gus first. Favorite city you've ever been to in the entire world.
Valkensword, Holland.
All right. John.
Hawaii.
Okay.
All right.
Chris.
All right. Favorite. This is a BMX question. Favorite BMX frame material, be it chrome, moly, aluminum, carbon,
Or steel.
steel.
I'm an aluminum
Chrome
guy.
Moly still.
I don't
Aluminum?
think there's anything wrong with aluminum.
Not a goddamn thing.
Nope.
It's a beautiful material.
Yep.
Even the numbers that make it up on the periodic table are great.
That's right.
Sorry.
You didn't even knew I knew that, did you, Chris? It's in the 7,000 range, son. John, chrome,
You got a
steel,
new job
carbon.
lined up for you, Justin.
Oh, shit.
John, chrome, carbon, steel.
Oh, I said Chrome Molly.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. All right, Damon, next question.
Favorite pizza topping?
Pepperoni.
Pepperoni.
Easy
Classic.
enough. Easy enough.
Simple.
All right. If you had not done BMX, what would you be doing today?
Skateboarding. I started skateboarding first before BMX. So if it wasn't BMX, I'd be skateboarding.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know. I mean, I'd probably be fixing something electrical. I'd be fixing something electrical.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Here we go again. Sweet or salty?
Salty.
Sweet.
Okay.
It's all about sweet.
All right, Melissa.
Pie or cake?
Neither. I'm not a pie or cake guy.
Well, what's your
Cake.
favorite dessert then?
Keep
it
I don't
PG.
really-
Pretzels.
Keep it at
Okay.
least.
Said
Keep it
pretzels.
at least
Pecan
R-rated.
pie.
Okay.
there you go.
Pecan pie. That would be my favorite if I had to eat it.
I was going to say, you like pizza.
So it's pie. All right. Fair enough.
Cake for me.
All right.
Fair enough.
All right. What's your favorite guilty pleasure?
We ain't gonna go down that road, Chris. Are we?
That probably can't be Pornhub, all right? So just skip past that. Keep going.
Well, do we need to
comment.
change that question in here?
What, to make it more PG-13?
I guess.
At this
No.
point in the show, like, the kids are already in bed.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
only 9:30.
And you're talking to a couple of old dudes that got their, we're not
well,
straight.
all right.
you know,
I'm thinking like we're thinking like I enjoy getting McDonald's or something
Yeah,
like
or
that.
like
yeah, sure. That's the answer, Chris.
Eating ice cream in bed, like.
Yeah,
I'll
I
see
just,
that.
For me, I honestly enjoy jumping on my motorcycle and ride.
There you go.
Nice.
How about you,
Perfect.
John?
Something like that. That's it.
How about you, John?
Like
working on the track.
I like it.
Working on
Well,
the track.
yeah, pretty much working on the track.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, purely.
I feel that, man. I like that.
All right. Before I ask you this next question, John, you said you like cake, right?
Yeah.
Trust me. You go on a Mighty Mo's cruise, you're gonna be sick of cake.
Oh my
dude,
God.
yes.
Yeah.
That was good cake, though.
It was, but
It was just shy of. It was just under an over and under. It was just under 21 cakes.
yeah,
So,
we had a cake for every event we did.
It was amazing.
not only cake, big
big ass cakes,
cake.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
full sheets. 4
We're
layers
talking
style.
like Sir Mix-a-Lot buttermilk biscuit big cakes.
Oh my God.
All right, let me get to this
they're
question
so
real quick.
awesome.
All right, Instagram or Facebook?
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah,
Fair
pretty
enough.
Oh, guys, that's what we
Got
talk
you
about.
guys. All right, John. Apple or Android?
Android all day, baby.
Yes, thank you.
I already know. Go ahead, Gus.
I hate Apple.
Gus.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm an Apple guy.
I know. I knew that texting you.
Yeah, you send me videos. Send it Apple. What happens? It's all blurry and messed
Because he's
up.
got
Well, as soon as you get the real phone, you're going to understand it won't be compressed.
Look,
exactly.
All right,
look.
Melissa,
Androids are the original droids.
get out of here. They're the original gangsters in this year, but they're still hanging on to 1973. All right, Melissa.
What talent do you wish you had?
What talent? I wish I could dance.
Well,
I
there you
like
go.
to dance.
That's a
Dance?
great one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
I do. I like to dance. My daughter's laughing her ass off at me, but I like to dance.
I like to dance, and I can't. And after Mighty Mo's cruise, everyone has saw that I can't.
Yeah.
But you were
me
out
too.
there having fun. That's all
Yeah.
that matters.
I get
that
it.
matters.
I get it.
All right, John, how about you, buddy?
That's a tough one. You got me at all. I really wouldn't know.
How about welding? Landing Tesla satellites? I'm just throwing things out there, my
I
friend.
mean, I get it.
Yeah.
I'd say turning wrenches was for me.
Okay.
So
All right, cool.
All right, here we go. Flats or clips?
Well,
It's a 50-50, one or the other.
it is. I know. I'm gonna go flats.
All right,
flat pedal posse.
Nice.
nice. I like it. That's all
All
I
right.
do.
Damon.
Nothing but flats.
That was for my wife too.
All right. What's the one thing people are generally surprised about you? Is that
Generally surprised to find out about you.
Yeah, like what is it that they're generally surprised to find out about you?
Chris' hand was over the question, so I couldn't see it.
That I don't own.
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. That I don't own Profile.
I can totally believe that.
Yeah, I get the same question. They say, Gus on Profile? No,
I might have said that.
Mr. Jim Alley does.
I might have said that people thinking you're Gus, John.
Yeah, I had that a couple times. Hey, are
When
you
they wanna
Gus?
fight.
I'm one of them. I was in St. Cloud. I walked up to him like, Gus? Nope. And I went this way. Fuck that. I'm not gonna let him know.
I get it all the time. I do. It's all the time. And even when when we got the rig there and stuff, and
Yeah.
people walk in, hey Gus, I'm like, no, not Gus. Sorry.
I might have tried to be.
What can I do for you?
I might have tried to justify it, be like, oh, I was supposed to meet him here, and because he was supposed to be on this thing up in Michigan, this All Things show, and John's like, the fuck is that? What are you talking? I was like, never mind, I got SARS. All right, Melissa, next question.
What was your first job?
My first job was working at Publix grocery store.
Do you still have a part of your retirement from working there?
No, I don't think I do. Actually, if I do, I'll be really surprised. I worked all the way through high school there.
Really? No, that for
So,
real.
and then
like-
a few years after. But yeah, no. I don't think I do.
Well, one day you might get a check in the
Like,
mail.
working at Publix is like a legit deal, dude.
Yeah.
It's like
It is
working at
big.
Costco.
Yeah. If I'd have stayed, I'd be retired by now. If I'd have stayed there.
You'd owned your own store.
Do you know?
Yeah.
You know, Publix is the largest employee-owned company in the United States.
They've
It's
they've
amazing.
literally cornered Aesop. Then what you're saying?
Yes.
Get out
Yes.
of here, dude.
Yeah.
And
Largest
they're originally
ESOP
from Lakeland, Florida.
I'm gonna tell you what. The second best thing I love about going to Florida,
going to
other
Publix.
than BMX, is Publix.
It-
Dude,
it
it's
is.
so.
Yeah.
I tell my friends up here, I'm like, we have like the grocery chain Kroger up here and Myers.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all don't know.
No.
You don't know.
Publix is
And every time I talk,
Rad,
I get
man.
that gravelly voice too. I'm like, you don't know. Anyway, all right, Melissa, or you got that one, Chris.
Oh, all right.
Wait, did we get John's first job?
No, we did not.
My first non-paying job was working at Kendall BMX. And,
Really?
yes, with Bill Green when I was a little kid.
Hey.
He asked me if my dad took me out to the track, and we actually helped him out work on the track.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But my first paying job was making pizzas.
Get out of here. That was mine too.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I mean,
You never told me that.
I made burgers.
Well, we'll
McDonald's.
talk in the second show about, about that. All right, Chris.
So, all right, last one.
it's for both, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is your favorite live streaming Wednesday night BMX show?
I'd have to say I'll be riding BMX on Wednesday nights.
All Things BMX, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one we always.
All right. Appreciate you guys doing the lightning round with us.
We're gonna go hit a commercial. We'll be back. in a
We're going to
minute.
hit a quick commercial.
Personally, I mean, being honest, I'm usually riding it Wednesday night. So
No, absolutely.
It's all good.
No. It's
Hey,
all
that's
good.
our DJ was late tonight because he was riding BMX tonight.
Were you
Hey,
racing?
listen,
There you go.
can I mention something about Damon?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Step back a little bit from the mic, just a little bit, because you look just like Scooter.
He wasn't
Super
here for
rad
the
dude.
scooter.
I heard the scooter story.
Did you?
Cheers, cheers. You look
Thank
just
you.
like him.
We will be right back after this block of commercials. And when we get back, we're going to do our Newsmaker segment. You guys don't go anywhere.
DB Sports World, the best value in the world on bikes, parts, and equipment.
It's time.
All right, we want to thank all of our sponsors, ProGate. We got to thank our friends over at DB Sports, Dye Job Apparel, and our friends at Bombshell, who sponsors the trivia, which, Melissa, you have an epic question this evening for the trivia, correct?
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, man, I got to tell you what.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Stop downplaying it.
I have to.
It's going to be so awesome. She goes, yeah, it's all right.
It's all right. It's all right.
Question is, will our guest get it?
It's going to be good.
Okay.
All right. We're going to go into our Newsmaker segment. And this week, our Newsmaker segment
10%
is brought to you by 110% Nutrition. And we're going to start off with our Gate 9 Florida Race Team fundraiser. So it's still going on right now as far as we know. Of course, there's no internet where they're at right now. But each year, Adam and Jessica, who are the team managers of the Gate 9 Florida team, run a fundraiser to make sure that they get as many families and riders as they can to the Grands. And each of these riders, it pays for their travel, their entry fees for their ROC, and so on. The tickets are only $20 each, and every item in the raffle is at least valued at $20 or higher. So as soon as you get in this, you give $20. They're going to have an awesome raffle for gifts and donations and so on and so forth. You guys, it's a great way to help out a good group of people that are going to the Grands. So it's an awesome fundraiser. If you can, make sure you guys help out with it. It's just a fun way, especially if you're a gambler like Chris is.
Gambler?
Dude, this dude plays CeeLo like no one I know. Anyway, you guys help out if you can.
I don't even know what that is.
I know you don't.
Me neither.
It's a good. It's 3 dice, dude.
Yeah.
I'll teach you afterwards. It's an epic game.
Wait a minute.
I will literally try to steal all
Does
the
this
money.
involve money?
Oh yeah, it's so awesome.
But
Anyway.
Chris was at the craps table at the.
When he
On the
was on the
cruise?
cruise.
Yes. Oh my God. Don't act like you wasn't there, man. I saw you.
When he was on the cruise, it was out of control.
Yes, you were.
Out of control.
He sent the wife back to the room. He was like, "I'll be back. I'm going to get a coffee."
Going to get a coffee. All right.
Next thing you know, he's at the craps table for 3 hours.
You know, if Shelly's watching this right now, she's going to be asking me.
She's in Mexico, man. She
Right.
can't, son.
Exactly.
No, she can just fine.
Man, whatever,
No
man.
Wi-Fi,
All right,
no
Melissa,
deal.
let her know about the next bit of our
All
news.
right, so Bombshell's still running their BOGO for a limited time, longer than limited. If you purchase an Orca, you will be able to receive a 16 or a 20-inch park bike for free.
That's a great deal right there.
Go check
Gotta
that
get
All right,
out.
Chris, let them know what's going on.
Oh, boy.
That is the wrong picture. I am so sorry. I did not put the Waterford Oaks picture up there. Chris,
Oh,
tell them about
okay.
that, and I will get the Waterford picture up there.
I'm not up on this, so you're going to have to give me 2 seconds here. All right.
What the
so,
It's there.
Stop
I
standing
know.
at the craps table all
I'm
night
the-
and catch up
all
on the
right,
show.
I'm like the Waterford Oaks dude. And all right, so Waterford Oaks, Friday night racing, Battle of the Beginner League. So this Friday, Waterford Oaks, they got lights all set up over there. They want to test those out. Registration is going to be from 6 to 7. Racing is as soon as possible. $10 for class and cruiser, $1 Strider bikes, and they are holding this Battle of the Beginners League. All right, they're going to face off all 3 of the leagues against one another. And what's oh, okay. And it's $5 for the beginner. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Make sure you wear your Beginners League shirt and see everybody at Waterford Oaks here in Waterford, Michigan, Friday night, this coming Friday.
All right. I apologize. I don't have that picture up. Anyway, what they're going to do is take the 3 beginner leagues they did, pit them against each other, because they all have different color jerseys. And
Each session has a different color.
Yep.
Oh, see.
you know what it's going to be? It's going to be the Waterford Mega Bowl.
Sweet.
I don't know that
I'll
for
have to
sure.
see what I got going
I don't
on
know.
Friday. It might be worth running
No,
over
I think
there
it'll be a fun time, right?
Yeah.
All right. And our next bit of news is going to be brought to you by our good friends over at JD Cycle Supply. Dude, they're still looking for a salesperson.
Still looking. Man, you know.
I'm looking for
Somebody-
a $9,752 signing bonus, and I'll go for 2 weeks.
I was going to say, you can't.
Anyway, JD
If
Cycle
you're
Supply.
in South Florida and you want to
This
get
is a
into
job,
the BMX business, man,
Yeah.
get
You
involved
do it,
in
right?
the industry, Well, I'd do it if I wasn't already doing what I'm doing.
John Pringle should do it.
Yeah, John could do it. Come
Gus
on,
says
John.
he doesn't have a job anyway, so he should do it.
That is true.
Anyway, it's a great job. It's Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. It's a great hourly rate, which means if John Pringle gets hired, it's $9 an hour. It's a fun environment. Make sure you guys contact Jeff through Facebook or email. We'll put the link in the chat.
Hey, I mean, seriously.
I do have a job. It's called stay-at-home dad. Take care of the kids.
I'm with you, John. That's
There
the
we
same
go.
job I have.
And
I do
I'll
a
tell
lot-
you the truth.
and
I'll admit it. My wife makes way more money than I did.
So does mine. So does mine. I'm so good at a 2-fold or a 3-fold. It's amazing.
And then being track operator takes most of my time now. I mean, so
I don't have a
Except
track.
You switched it.
I
You
just
used to do
I,
all 2-fold, and now you're into 3-fold.
I just
So you're
because we
getting
have so
into-
many more towels, it doesn't fit in the closet.
He's like,
I don't have a
he's
track, but
switching
like
it
we
up.
have a show, so like I spend a lot of time doing that. But I help at another track and other tracks. Anyway, my life doesn't suck. It's absolutely amazing. If you guys want to work for
All
Jeff,
over the place.
who is an MCS dude that Gus talked about earlier, this is the place to work. You totally could take a job that you make $98,000 a year at and sell into BMX and
Dude,
maybe make the same amount.
salary?
I don't know, but like it's BMX, you probably make the same amount.
The problem is you're going to spend a good portion of it on buying other parts. That you
That's
need.
a
Yeah, that's the
problem.
bitch, dude.
spend all your money buying parts.
See, yeah,
Right.
it's like you get a job at a bike shop, you're so stoked, and then you're like, you get your paycheck. I had this happen. You get your paycheck, and you're like, what the? Oh, I bought all that, and I didn't need it.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was
they
like-
deducted it right out of your
oh, yeah.
check.
Yes.
Dude, I worked at House of Wheels. That's that place in Owasso that Tomac rode for.
Yep.
Man, I thank God I had good money coming in from DJing because there was a couple weeks I owed him money. Not a kidding. Not joke. And Damon will tell you as a DJ, the only time you typically get docked on your pay is when you out drink what they pay you.
Yeah.
But then you work at a bike shop and they dock you because of the. Well, I bought a lot of Profile stuff back then.
Yeah.
There's your tie-in. All right, Melissa, let them know what's
Ching.
All right, so Tutus for Tatas is happening at Farmer City BMX October 15th, 2 to 5 Central Time. The girls are putting together a great event for all the ladies. Any girl, any age, the only requirement is that you can ride a bike. No need to have tried BMX before. That's what they're going to be there for, to help coaching. Event is for all levels. They want the expert ladies to come and help the newer racers. They're going to have fun, food, fun, raffles, games, and shenanigans.
Did you say shenanigans?
Then
Shenanigans.
you're gonna have you stick around on
Yeah,
Saturday
Chris.
night for racing. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat. So go check it out. If you guys are around Farmer City. Oh, I'm sorry. Emily corrected me. We must have the information wrong. The time is 1 to 4 Central Time. Thank you, Emily.
Update your Facebook page.
Yeah, you might. Yeah, because I feel like we pulled that right off Facebook, didn't we?
Yeah, whatever.
Either that or the time zone change.
Ooh,
Oh,
you might be right.
Oh, all right. So 1 to 4 Central Time.
The analytic guy that owns a machine shop knows. All right, Chris, tell them where.
All right. So, hey, if you're a track, a business, a club, a team, whatever it is, and you got something going on, just like all the folks that just did, email us at info@allthingsbmxshow.com and let us know what you got going on, and we'll throw it in the showcase.
They don't care if they cloud send us a message at this point.
Yeah. What,
Like they can rent a plane and put it up in the sky, Chris.
just pull it behind you.
I don't care,
But,
dude.
yeah, just
Just
let
send
us
it to
know.
us, man.
Nobody's all right, basically nobody sends us stuff
All right.
except for the ones we just read.
Yeah.
So-
All right. Well, it's that time, ladies and gentlemen. It is that time for Melissa's trivia question. It is brought to you by the good people at Bombshell Racing System. We appreciate Bombshell Racing System sponsoring our trivia question. Got a good question, Melissa?
I answered that already.
I'm going to answer Tom Brady's wife.
You could answer that.
I could answer it. All right.
All right, guys.
This is our trivia
The
question.
infamous sticker pack ready to go. I got a Mighty Mo's BMX koozie to go in there. I got a Get Boned T-Bone T-shirt, kind of cruise-like wear there. You get your own little packet of danger snacks there to try. Let's see if I can read what this one says. This one says, "Don't hold back."
You pop that bad boy in staging.
Man,
I don't think you can.
Don't
hold
even
back.
do it in staging, like right before you're getting ready to shoot up. Yeah.
those
Yeah.
things are. I mean, they're good, but yeah, don't be sitting.
You'll
at your-
punch a baby when you take one.
Don't put one of those in your mouth when you're sitting at your desk at work.
Right. So Justin and I had somehow the pleasure of ending up with an extra exclusive backpack from the Mighty Mo's BMX crew. So this is limited edition here.
Yeah, you could only get that if you were on the cruise.
Yeah, so we're gonna share.
I'll
that
autograph
with
it.
One lucky winner.
The
upon
value
request.
just dropped.
We'll all autograph it.
Yeah,
The value really dropped.
Price value
All
dropped by 200%.
Let me check my chat here. All right, my question, can I hear myself very well, is so a lot of Tom Brady and Giselle in the news lately. So David, this one's for you.
Which you can't win.
Yep.
Well, it's Tom Brady's first Super Bowl, if I could speak, appearance was against what team and two-part in what year?
Detroit Lions.
So Tom Brady's first Super Bowl appearance was against what team and in what year? Must have both right.
Well, it was definitely not the Lions.
Nope, it was definitely not the Lions. Babe.
It wasn't.
No.
Oh.
Are you kidding me?
The Lions have never been to the
They've
Super Bowl.
been to the fucking Super Bowl. Chris, let him know about next week's
bro.
show, my friend.
All right.
He's been listening too, so don't goddamn say his name wrong.
Where is it? No, it's not in here.
Right there.
Mike Miller.
Right there, Chris.
Oh,
Right
okay.
there.
Here we go. I'm sorry. All right. Mike Miller will be joining us next week.
You know that
I'm
big
sorry, Mike.
that big highlighted section right there on your
Chris, we got 4 TV screens in here. You
Jesus
should be able to
H.
see it
Christ.
somewhere.
You have 5 screens in front of you.
we're poking at you tonight.
So happy you're here again.
My teammates. Thank you.
Take off next week. Take off a week again to see what happens.
I'm out.
Who's coming on next week, man?
Miller. Mike Miller.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
You know that guy?
No, it's gonna be a great time, dude. He's got a book out.
Mike Miller says, "Let me help." Mike Miller. Thanks, dude. It's that time in the show. You gotta help us out.
We've been on for a minute,
We're
man.
in too far here.
All right, let's let's roll into our showcase segment. And Chris,
Oh, you're gonna throw it right back at me again.
Yes.
Hey, all right.
I hope this screen
I got this.
you do.
Yep.
You sure?
Yep.
Do you know who was on this week and then who's on next week?
I'll
help you go.
I know who was on the past one. The next coming. Oh, yes, I do. Yes,
All
I
right,
do.
Fire away.
All right. So, Dirty Knobs podcast. You guys check this out, especially you old school guys. Got to check out this. Is Mike Miranda, Eric Carter, and James Vicente. They're doing this Dirty Knobs podcast. They got a new episode comes out every other week or so. And they have those old school riders on there. They've had on Stu Thompson. They've had Perry Kramer. Let's see. The last one they had was Sherry Elliott. And this Sunday, they're dropping Charles Townsend. So,
Choo choo.
the freight train.
The freight train.
So
One of
go
my
check-
favorites, by the way.
Check those guys out. Dirty Knobs podcast.
I'm actually really excited about that, man.
Yeah. You know.
All right.
So yeah.
Listen,
so
let 'em
check
know
out
what's coming up
Miranda
next.
and all them guys.
Yeah, so we're going to reach out and talk about our Moms Talk BMX podcast. This is a group of local moms in the Florida area who get together to discuss and break down all things BMX in and around the track, nationals, volunteering, riders, coaching, pros, and so much more. So go check them out on Facebook.
Or anywhere you download your podcast.
Yeah. They're out there.
True.
All right. And our next little bit of showcase is Beer Budget BMX Show. It's the only live streaming open forum show discussing all the hot topics, news, teams, tracks, anything. News, rumors, and gossip, right?
Let's go, son.
That's right. They got a new show layout. Ladies and gentlemen, the Beer Budget Show is coming at you hotter than a district mom and a case of draft beer diarrhea at Porta Potty number 6 at Rockford BMX's track. Make sure you guys tune in and tear the knob off.
Hashtag we're sorry, Rockford BMX.
Sorry.
So here's the thing. Every week, I just punch in like a random plug for them. And I feel that this might have been.
It's almost like a pro wrestling
it's
promo.
like, oh, it was. It is. This might be the best one ever. Anyway, make sure you guys tune in. It's they're super late. If you live on the East Coast, dude, it's super late. But
yeah, but you know, it works out. So if you're up late,
yeah, that's all right.
It's about 11:30, 12 o'clock East. They come
yeah,
on.
so you're gonna pass out before it's done. All right, Damon, let them know the next little bit of.
Well, I will soon as Chris moves his hand so I can see.
Oh, okay.
I was setting it up for you, dude.
Thank you. All right, we got Lane 8 Podcast. That's right, the boys over at Lane 8 Podcast. Let's see who they got. New episode title, John McLean.
Josh.
Oh, Josh. I look like John from here.
That
Okay.
might be the old one, too, because...
Nope.
You
Nope.
updated that one. Okay, never mind.
This is the newest one.
All right, Josh McLean. Sorry about that. Sorry, Josh. Loving life, one BMX race at a time. Lane 8 Podcast, hosted by Todd Wilson. Make sure you guys check it out. Link will be in the chat.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Chris.
I tried.
All right. I guess I could have used a bigger monitor.
I
but,
could have
you know.
made
Are
it
you
bigger.
reading it off that or on the TV up here?
He was reading
I was reading
Yeah.
off Chris.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It was
You want
closer.
the
That's
next thing?
small still.
That album.
No.
No.
For him, it's probably small.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so next is going to be Boss Man Racing Vlog. He's got some new episodes from the Shredwood Forest Trail Jam. So Bossman Racing Vlog is hosted by Maurice Adams. He has videos on everything from racing to training tips. And I'm going to put the link in the chat now. Go check him out.
Absolutely.
There you go. So, hey, if you have a podcast, a live stream, a blog, a BMX page where you're sharing information, let us know about that as well. info@allthingsbmxshow.com. Email us. We'll get it on here so we can tell everybody else about your show and what you got going on.
Yeah. Melissa,
Yeah,
you got a winner yet?
I do.
What? You do?
Instantaneous winner.
Get out of here.
Wait, but the big question is, did they get the team right?
Yeah.
Because there's a little niche there in the team.
I mean, I like Brian Fell's answer, actually. 1932 against Chicago Bulls.
Absolutely.
Winner.
The Pistons were in that game.
Sports ball. So the answer is the St. Louis Rams, and the year was 2002.
All right. I was waiting for people to say LA.
Yeah, no, everybody got that part right. And Remy Gifford was the first one to get it in there over on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
I think she might have tapped into somebody else.
And then Sean was second
Oh, shocker.
on Facebook. So they were just really wanting that prize pack. So
I guess so.
Mm.
Remy wasn't even
And-
born when that game happened.
no kidding. Well, hey, she knows how to run Google. Look at her age. Shout outs to Robert Cardoza with the correct answer. Steve Dyer had the Rams as well. Zach Goss had the correct answer. So
Wow,
I
that's
appreciate all
impressive.
you guys playing along, and a lot of Tom Brady fans out in the world, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what was your
Daytona-
supplemental
Daytona-
question before we got on the show about Tom Brady?
What years was he at the University of Michigan?
Yeah, let's roll that one. Anyone knows? Anyone?
We don't have a prize, though.
We don't have a
It's
prize.
bragging
Just
rights.
anyone bragging rights. Anyone know the year?
That he started as a freshman. His years at U of M.
Dude, as soon as he left, MSU just started stomping their ass.
Yeah.
Don't start a Michigan State thing in
You
here.
know, the funny thing is, I made him be a little upset at a party one time.
Who?
Right, Tom Brady.
Were you DJing?
Yeah, I was at a party at U of M, and somebody said, "Hey, Tom Brady wants to hear a song." I was like, "So?"
Who's Tom Brady?
And
that guy?
that's basically how when I was
have a
looking at it, I was like,
Who's
I
that
don't care.
I don't know if it's no. It would have Jeff Smoker. Was that guy after Tom Brady from
Yeah.
MSU?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the same thing. I was DJing a party at
I
a
think
certain sorority. No, that's women's thing.
Fraternity.
Fraternity. I was DJing at a fraternity, and Jeff Smoker asked for something, and I'm like, what? But he did not pan out to be as good as Tom Brady, so that story isn't as good. Are you ready for birthdays, Chris?
Yeah.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Like I hope you're ready.
You guys
God damn, do we need to get some music for your section?
No, we don't.
Normally I play the birthday song, some birthday songs.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Since I was out riding my bike, I didn't bring my gear with me today.
All right.
That's fine. All right, so I would just apologize up front if I screw up your name.
You're going to. It's all right.
So,
Today's your birthday.
Today's your birthday.
It's my birthday.
Today's your birthday.
So,
all right, go ahead, Chris.
We're doing the best we can, Chris.
Thank you. All right. Yeah, Gus and John, you guys just have to put up with this part for a minute. All right, so if you're celebrating your birthday this week, you are celebrating, I can't even say celebrating with Riley House.
These things happen.
Eric Seville. Hey, the captain, Nick Long. Casey Kiefer. Roy Simmons. Andy Pauken. David Varney. Tommy Kington.
How about Knighton?
Maybe Knighton.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Read it.
Okay.
K-N. Yeah,
All right.
Knighton.
Yeah, sometimes I don't. All right.
Read?
That's part of why this gets screwed
You don't
up.
read much?
Maurice Johnson, Levi Topping, Mark Milam. Hey, our buddy from Mighty Mo's BMX Cruise, Mr. Eddie King.
Yeah, he'll be on the show soon, right?
Yes.
Jeff DeVito.
Karam Rasul. What?
Kareem.
Karim.
Say it again. Kareem.
Karim. It is Kareem. I'm just
Dude,
saying.
John Sawyer is instantly going to just continue any sponsorship we have.
I'm sorry, John.
Kareem Rasul.
Who is that? I don't know. That.
He's a big dude out on the West Coast. Rick Carter will correct you.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Jeff DeVito. Carla Gordon.
Hey, Carla, if you're listening, we need some egg rolls and cheesecake over
Oh,
here.
my God. Carla's the king of the egg rolls, son.
Oh.
You don't know. You don't know. You don't know.
I mean, if you have a birthday,
where do they have to send it to, Chris?
Send it to info@allthingsbmxshow.com or be friends with Justin on Facebook.
Yeah, that's the only way I know birthdays.
Yeah.
Please.
And make sure you get your birthday right on your Facebook, too, because if it's not, it's screwed up.
Gus, John, man, I want to hand it over to you guys before Melissa announces. We have our winner, right?
Yep,
okay.
we already got it.
Yeah, we already said it.
Remy.
It's not normal.
Remy Gifford.
All right, I
True.
want to hand
That
it
is
over to
true.
you guys before we sign off this evening. You guys give your shout-outs and thanks.
I think for me, it's thanks to my family for allowing me to, do what I do. My wife especially puts up with a lot of shit, with me and BMX. Because I'm gone most of the holidays and the birthdays, and she's a pretty badass lady. We call her the boss lady. But so thanks to her, and thanks to my kids, and for rekindling the flame, and everybody out there that supports and buys Profile. Thank you guys. Jim Alley and his family, John and his family for taking care of me when I'm on the road. My team, Drake Velador, his mom and dad, Dave and Shauna, Tim Holzer and Jamie Holzer, it's Rowdy's mom and dad, Stella Sinceri, Jeff and Malia, and then my little guy, Ryan Beckley. His son, Ryan's son, is Connor Beckley. He's our new 9-year-old on the team. So thanks for, taking, Profile near and dear, and everybody else, man, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me, on the show tonight. It's been a pretty cool ride, and I look forward to coming back and really diving into the history, some more history.
Hey, man,
that'll be cool.
You guys want to hang out? We have a little after chat. You and John are more than welcome to hang out with us. Just don't get off the Zoom link right now. We always have like a ton of